Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Brothers Win podcast. I'm your host, Matt, here with my co-host, Ian. Ian, how you doing today?
I'm good. How
and
you doing?
brother.
Yeah,
sorry, and brother.
You forgot our little thing that we always do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I always forget it.
Well, I don't. So I guess
Wow.
someone values our brotherhood more than the other. You can.
I value the show when we're talking on the show.
You and home can figure out who's who, but I'm doing well. How you doing, Matthew?
I'm doing good.
The well and good.
I stuck to my
go.
haunches today.
Your haunches, huh?
Yeah,
Matthew's getting a spam call. It looks like, unless that's a number you recognize.
No.
Yeah.
At this point, I get so many spam calls. I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
But just to reiterate from the last episode, we're going to start with the fact that you can contact us on Gmail. We have brotherswim.com.
Way to remember
or brotherswim@gmail.com.
We should get a website.
I probably will get a website soon because it'll increase everything. Adding things like that, connecting it to socials, it's huge. But yeah, you can reach out to us on brotherswim@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter DMs, Instagram DMs, anything like that. We're starting to take open suggestions for topics, things in news that we might not cover that you want to hear about.
If you really want to be a guest,
If you want to be a guest,
we're small enough to where we probably know you. If
any
you
listener can be a guest at this point.
That'd be crazy if there's someone we didn't know who's listening to this. We don't know that yet, actually.
There could be. I think there have been people who have clicked on it. From what I'm seeing, there's like a decent amount of people who just click on it and click off.
Well, hey,
but
I'll take it.
Hey, you're probably here for the first few minutes, so hello.
Hello.
We thank you. And if you want to be a guest on a podcast, go ahead and hit us up at brotherswim or at brotherswim@gmail.com. So yeah.
No outside at the beginning. You're doing great.
Yeah, so let's get into today's episode. We're going to talk about something that we just watched, something that we just finished, something that just came out.
Well, we didn't finish, actually.
We actually didn't finish it. We're one episode short. It is a TV series, a Netflix original called I Think You Should Leave.
With Tim Robinson.
And it is one of the greatest skit comedy shows I've seen in a long time.
It's so good. It's hilarious.
Better than Eric Andre, in my opinion. More consistent than most other shows. It's so good.
Now, are we saying, before we get into this, we're probably gonna talk a bit about season 2, and I know I don't like spoilers. And I know this isn't really like a spoiler show. Like, oh, Tim Robinson dies,
Yeah,
it's not like
I
that.
mean,
but should we still are we gonna talk about things that happen, or just be like, oh, the burger skit was funny,
Well, I think we're gonna talk about. I think there will be some spoiler-esque things.
By the time this comes out, it'll be about a week after it came out.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
If you haven't, I'm sure by the title, by now, we'll recommend it too. Now go watch it. Go watch it right now.
Yeah, we haven't watched episode 6, like Matthew said. As a disclaimer, I'm kind of on a time constraint right now, so we're trying to. We had to cut one episode short, so maybe episode 6 has the funniest skit, but
could be. But
who knows? For
now, there are some pretty funny ones in season 2. I think it holds up for what it is.
So if you haven't seen season 2, or you haven't seen any, really recommend the show. You should go watch it right now before you do anything. Each season, total, they're each 6 episodes, about 15 to 20 minute long episodes. It'll take you it's less than a normal movie, an hour and 20 minutes.
We started watching it not even 2 hours ago, an hour and a half ago. 1:30 we started watching. It's now 3. Sorry, I don't have my time right. It's 3:00, and we're almost done the season. It's sad that it's so short because it's so good, but they never miss.
It's about 3 hours total if you watch seasons 1 and 2. So it's not that long of a commitment. I would definitely recommend watching it. So if you want to watch it and then come back to the podcast, but if you're not all into that, whatever. Yeah. But really recommend it.
Plus, past one skit in season 2, it's really family friendly.
Yeah, with
the Santa Claus.
Crashmore.
Yeah. All
right, let's get into it. So do you want to talk about season 1 first, or not at all?
Yeah, I think we should talk about season 1. We haven't talked about the show at all.
So we both watched season 1 separately. We both. I think I watched it first.
No, I watched it.
Did
first.
you? Okay.
Well, I showed it to you.
Okay. That's usually how it goes with us. One person watches it, I think goes, yeah, you're gonna love this because I loved it and we love it. So
I've showed it to everyone. Not a single person has disliked this show since I've showed them.
So yeah,
but I have been only showing certain people. So
that's fair. So season 1's great. I'd say my top 3 sketches from that. And if you haven't watched it, this isn't gonna make much sense. But my favorite are probably Baby of the Year is definitely my favorite. Next is probably Loaded Nachos, where they the woman takes too many meat on her nachos, and Tim Robinson complains. And then third is probably Crunchy. Is that it? No.
Chunky.
Sorry, I always say his name wrong. Chunky. Yeah, the game show ones. So those are probably my top 3.
Those are all good, except the Baby of the Year. In my opinion, I don't really love that one.
I quote Baby of the Year nonstop. I'll literally just be like, well, "That sucks. Might have this whole thing up to myself randomly," and no one gets it, but I just say it to myself. And the nacho one I quote a lot too.
I don't know if I quote the one I quote the most in a friend group where everyone has seen it, is the whoopee cushion one.
Oh yeah.
And it there's no context to the quote. It doesn't matter what you're saying. You could say it and everyone will laugh because everyone loves that skit.
And that's one of your top 3, right?
That is probably one of my top 2. If I had to give a ranking, I think now Honk If You're Horny is number 1 because the acting in that is beyond anything.
Yeah.
My god.
The main guy in it, not Tim Robinson, but the other guy, he is hilarious. We both love him.
Oh yeah.
I can't think of what his name is. I might have it right
He's
here.
so
Actually.
eccentric, loud, and like he does it so well. He's like just insane person.
He's hilarious. So
Yeah.
and he's good in every skit he does. But
Oh, yeah.
that's a good one. It's definitely top 10 for me.
So yeah, I'd go Honk If You're Horny, and then number 2 I'd go the whoopee cushion one, and number 3 I'd probably go with the gift receipt
Yeah.
skit.
With Steven Yeun and
Yeah.
the what's he called on the paper? What's
Mud
it called?
pie.
Mud pie on the paper. Yeah.
Watch out for mud pies on receipts.
See, like you have a completely different top 3, but we both like at least enjoy
Oh yeah,
the other
those are all
ones.
probably top 10.
There's
in my
like
opinion.
there's no like really bad ones. Some of them are like
No.
a little more awkward or like I didn't love that one,
Yeah,
but
or they don't really do anything.
there's no one where you're like this one was
Yeah.
really bad concept, really bad thing.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they're like, this is a bad concept. They're like this is a really good concept, but they couldn't like
Yeah.
bring it to fruition. So.
TC Tuggers was a good concept. I think the commercial did. I think if it was just the commercial, I'd laugh the entire way.
Yeah, like it saved it, and also like the fake CW kind of high school drama. They could have done something
Yeah,
better with
yeah.
that,
They could have
I think.
done like it's almost like they set up things and then they're just like it doesn't matter if we finish the setup at this point
Yeah.
because the joke is that there's no setup. There's nothing. There's no release.
Mhm.
It's just completely different after the setup happens.
Yeah.
So it's very. It's crazy.
I'm a big
very
fan.
well done.
That's season 1 was great though. So going into season, is there anything else you want to say about season 1?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I think, like you said, there's no really bad skits. I wouldn't give anyone like the worst skit.
What's like your bottom 2? Bottom 1 or 2? Like, do you have ones that you're like don't want to watch this one? Mine's probably the motorcycle one with the alien,
I did like the motorcycle one after a bit. Like I said,
and also the Instagram one, the one where they're talking.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
making a caption and she calls like her friends like out. He's like having brunch with these two, like like fart lords or something like that.
bona fide
Oh.
pieces of pig shit.
That's it. There's some good lines in it, but I just
Oh, yeah.
I just don't. It's not my favorite
I think,
one.
I think it's just the absurdity of how many she can think of,
Oh,
and if
yeah,
it
yeah.
was just off the cuff, like
You didn't like
That's
the
insane.
I don't know if this is in your bottom 2, but the one with Will Arnett, the on the plane.
yeah, no, that's not in my bottom 2. I came around to that the last time I saw it. I'm trying to find
Game
oh,
night.
the service dog one. I always forget that.
Oh,
one.
when he humps.
Yeah,
humps
when the
hair.
dog humps the Tim Robinson. It's like it's pretty good. His acting makes it good. I think anything. Honestly, the biggest thing with this show is that when I see Tim Robinson anywhere on the screen, I just start laughing.
Yeah, and
Because
also,
you know something dumb's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. The one I did, and Tim Robinson wasn't in this one. The printer one where they would get a new copier and the woman's
Yeah.
complaining about the Santa. He was in that one at the end. I
He
guess,
is, yeah,
but
he is.
The Santa Claus jokes and all that. So.
I think it was pretty good. I think the woman in it, the main woman, she is like hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I like that skit.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just hate it like entirely.
Mhm.
But like when I get what she's doing and I'm like, oh, that's actually really funny. Like best skit, one of the best skits.
Yeah.
Like top 10.
All right, but season 2. So
Yes.
we just watched through first 1 through 5. We didn't see episode 6, like I've said like 3 times now. What are your couple of ones that you're like really like a lot? I gotta take a look at these.
Yeah, I got to take a look as well.
My-
But I know.
By and far favorite was the court scene with the hat,
Yeah.
with the fedora
Yes.
safari hat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! The second like she started talking about the hat, like
They
lost it.
they do the setup. They set up the courtroom and then they start to read the text messages and
Should we explain these?
yeah,
like,
I
to
was gonna
people?
say
feel
I
like-
just realized I was like nobody's gonna get this.
Mhm.
So there's a court case that it just starts cold open court case where the defendant is up for what was it insider trading, yeah, and they're reading the text messages out loud as a piece of evidence. And they start with something that seems like it could be like a sexual innuendo, like they're, in a relationship, but it has like business talk to hide it.
Basically, it's evidence that they are insider trading.
Yeah,
if
it
you
is.
don't read
It
into
is
too
actually.
much.
Yeah, if you don't read into it, I was reading into it and I thought it was that, and that's where you think the skit's gonna go, and then just right after that, it just skips to
They're still talking over the
Yeah.
text message, like as they're reading the evidence. And do you need to answer that?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Okay. Sorry. Matthew's getting a lot of phone calls. He's blowing up.
I don't know. I haven't gotten any phone calls today. Actually, I did get one earlier
Oh, so
from
you
a
lied.
restricted number.
But anyway, so they're getting evidence, and they're reading the text messages, and then all of a sudden, one of the text messages is like, "Oh my gosh, did you see Brian's hat?" And they're in the court, and they zoom in on Brian, or I think his name is Brian, and he's wearing this fedora that has safari flaps on the back of it, and the rest of it is just them like they're continuing to read because intermittently they have little pieces of like evidence that could help the court case, but most of it is them just like reading the text message back and forth about what happened because of the safari hat and everything. But the initial shock of them just being like, "Oh my gosh, did you see Brian's hat?" Like in the court case, and then you see his
reaction, and he's in the court.
He's like, "What the
courtroom.
hell?"
There's so much more after it too that just continues to make. They mentioned that he looks like he has dice in his pocket, and that it's so sad if he does. And then in the courtroom, he drops the dice out of his pocket
and kicks it over to the guy next to him. He starts kicking them back.
him.
But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, and then later, like he drops his hat and it gets wheelchair grease on it because he likes to the wheelchair. He's like, I can't get grease on this hat. Anyway, it's very good. I don't know if we should explain all these because it's kind of like
think we should.
Yeah,
No,
they're not as funny when you don't watch them. So sorry if you haven't watched the show or you don't plan on watching the show.
We won't spend too much time, but we're just gonna rant and rave about it for what we know.
Other good ones, the coffin drop one, I really enjoyed.
Coffin drop was great. That was a good opener. I'd consider that the opener. That was like the second one, I think.
Second or third one.
Yeah.
I think it was the second one.
I think it was the second. Because the first one I was like, okay. And then the second one was like, yeah, that one's
just
funny.
Tim Robinson just being insane and
he's
just
just
screaming at you, which are some of the better ones.
It's kind of a similar setup to like the first episode of season 1, where like it's a short absurd skit that happens, and then the next skit is like a TV commercial.
Yeah.
For something, and it's like that one was for Coffin Drop. The other one was for the lawyer.
Yeah.
For Turbo Team.
And the other one I really liked was the what was Dan Flasher's the crazy shirt pattern.
Yeah,
so that was a two-parter.
Yeah.
Where a guy spends all his per diem money from a business trip on crazy pattern shirts, and he's trying to justify it by saying how crazy the patterns are. And then later they show you a commercial for this like shopping center, and one of the stores is Dan Flasher's, and you just see these like grown men fighting each other for the craziest,
running around,
like staring at the pattern, like shaking, trying to get money out of their wallet, and it's just awesome. That one's one of my favorite. I didn't think I was gonna, like when I first watched the first half, it's like, oh okay, this one's not gonna be great, and then they do a couple more skits, and then they bring it back to that, and these guys are just fighting each other.
So funny.
But anyway, they did a lot of one last thing about the season, unless we can talk about ones you like too.
Yeah.
But they did a lot of callbacks to episodes, like, even like the first episode, the literally first skit was when he chokes on the hot dog because he's trying to sneak it into his business meeting, and then like 3 episodes later, the guy is back doing the commercial for the turbo hot dog vacuum.
Yeah.
And he's trying to sell it, and he's like, "That's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. And if I would have had this invention, it would have saved me." And it's like, oh, so they're doing a callback.
It's a callback, yeah.
3 episodes
you wouldn't
ago.
know. I think the second skits, the callback skits, can stand on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was thinking about that the entire time. Like,
Yeah.
what if I watched this episode separate? Would I still like? If I didn't watch episode 1, would I still like get a laugh out of that?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, yeah, I think so. Like the Dan Flasher's one would get me, but I'd have no clue what was going on. I'd be like,
maybe look
I
at
don't
the
know
patterns. You'd be
why are they running around like that?
Yeah, exactly. So I think it was good.
And then I think watching the first skit after that would make the first one hilarious.
Yes.
So maybe watching it backwards might be the way.
I kind of like the way it went, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that. Watch 6 to 1.
Oh,
see if I get a good laugh.
like a Dark Side of the Moon kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or...
Like Damn by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
You watch it you listen to it backwards.
Yeah.
Burger one from the with the principal.
Did I say that or no?
I don't think you did.
No, I didn't.
We haven't mentioned that yet, but basically 3 students go out with their former principal to dinner, and they all order something. It seems normal, and in this one we couldn't tell what was even going to happen.
That was
because
the funny thing.
Nothing, like everything was happening and nothing crazy was going on.
Because if you haven't watched the show, the thing is, like, a lot of time it'll like introduce like 4 or 5 characters, and you won't know who the weird. Sometimes you'll find out right away who the weird one is. Like, it'll be like Tim Heidecker with a mullet. And
Yeah,
it's
like
Tim's
not gonna just sit in the corner on this
and
one,
be the straight
like,
guy. Yeah. But a lot of times it'll just be like 4 or 5 normal people, and you'll be like, who's gonna be the weird one here?
Yeah.
And then some inciting incident happens, and then
something
just
happens.
downhill so fast.
It was so funny because Ian mentioned right as the skit was about to happen, like as that person was about to be revealed, he was like, I can't even tell who's going to be this one. Like, who's going to be the crazy one in this one. We started laughing. And as we did, Ian kind of looked away, and I was still watching. And the principal just, like, sits back and is just staring at Tim Robinson's burger on his plate. And, like, oh, it was so funny. He's like, that was a good order. I should have gotten that. And then he's just...
He starts reaching over while they're talking.
They have a conversation. He's like,
gimme.
He's like, I'm just joking. And then he goes back in and grabs the burger again.
I'm joking. Yeah. And then he fakes eats it.
So bummed. Yeah, so dumb.
He's like, I'm going to eat that burger.
And then Tim Robinson offers him a bite. And he's like, I would like to try it, yes. And then he has a bite. And he's like, I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
And it keeps getting worse because then he's like, you're not gonna tell anybody I housed his burger, right? And he's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, I'm gonna record a video of you saying I want to kill the president. She's like, what? And he's like, I'm not gonna show it to anybody unless I hear a rumor about how I housed his burger.
So dumb,
but very good.
It's like, it's literally just people living outside of reality. That's all it is.
Because like no one this weird could exist.
Yeah,
like
no.
One of the main things I think about when I watch a show is like, because Tim's character is often the weird one.
Yeah.
And he has like a job, like an office job a lot of times. Where funny things like the hot dog one and the one with the pee pants, the CalicoCutPants.com. Yeah. All of them, he has a job. I'm like, no one would hire this guy. You'd find out right away how terribly weird he is.
He
just wouldn't get a job. So
I always put myself in the spectator's position. Like, if I were to be what would be an extra in the show, but in real life, like the skit with Tim Heidecker in it in season 2, where they're at a restaurant, like an alien-themed restaurant, and this alien head out of a wall is like cracking jokes and making fun of the tables and stuff.
It's a themed restaurant.
Yeah, it's like a themed restaurant. And this comedian is talking through this alien head, and he makes a joke about Tim Heidecker's table and about the date he's on, and he just starts like going in on the alien, like the fake alien head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I was sitting in that restaurant and I saw somebody do that, and I heard the things he said, there's no way I'm not laughing.
Her sister's on drugs. Is that boring to you? That her sister's on drugs? That she loves drugs? Like, no, man.
I watched my dad on the electric chair.
And his last words to me were, never let the party die.
You think that's a boring guy?
No, I guess not. Her
mom
ate mucus for his school supplies. I feel so bad for the people that didn't watch this show. That were like, nah, it's alright. Maybe I'll get this segment anyway. Like, you're probably still skipping through, and they're
just waiting.
When do they stop talking about it? So
it'll be soon, because I understand what it's like to just nobody's gonna know what we're talking about.
There's gonna be like 2 people, I guarantee, that are like, oh my gosh, thank you for talking about the show.
But the thing is, most of our audience is people that we know, and most of the people we know have now known about this show. So
for some reason you listen to this whole thing and you didn't go back and listen to it, and now you're like, don't want to watch it. It's still worth a watch. I'd say.
Watch one episode, and I don't care which one you pick. Doesn't matter what season. Watch one and sit down for 15 minutes like you would watch a YouTube video and just be happy.
And if you don't like it, you're not going to like the whole thing.
No,
it might not be everyone's sense of comedy, but we surround ourselves with people who have that sense of humor.
It's absurd, off the wall. Like I said,
sometimes
it's
awkward.
Just highlighting people that don't live in reality. Like, none of this could ever happen in real life.
But not that off, you know?
It's close. It puts it in real situations, and it's like, it's just... Yeah,
it's great.
So absurd, crazy people. You're right. Yeah, it's just not that far.
Watch an episode or 2. It's like 30 minutes out of your day. If you hate it, you're gonna hate the whole thing. If you love it, you're gonna love the whole thing. So, but anyway, we should probably move on. I know we were talking a little bit about this earlier, but Dallas Cowboys got chosen for Hard Knocks this season. So
for me, that's extremely disappointing.
Yeah,
the Cowboys are my least favorite team, as pretty much I think most people. It's like you either hate them or you love them.
Yeah,
you either think they're America's team or you think they're not.
Can I talk about what Hard Knocks is real quick if you're not aware?
Yeah.
So if you're an NFL fan, you've never heard it's an NFL show on HBO where they highlight the training camp and the month before football games start, which is a pretty hectic time for football teams, and they introduce you to a lot of the players you wouldn't hear about, some of the coaches, some of the day-to-day things, like when they cut people, like from the team. They don't cut people, but when they get rid of them from the team. It's a pretty good show. It's about 6 episodes long and an hour-long episodes. And if you really like football, it's a good show for you. Last year, I didn't watch last year's. It was
the football team?
No, it was Los Angeles Rams and Chargers together.
I didn't watch. I watched a couple episodes, and I was like, this isn't I don't want to watch this.
The only season I fully watched was the Oakland Raiders one when they were still Oakland, and
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one. That was with the Antonio Brown drama.
Yeah,
John
yeah.
Gruden was I think he was a second-year coach at that point.
Yeah, he was not first.
You met a lot. I just love about Hard Knocks is like you meet all these new people that you start to root for. Like there's a edge rusher on the Raiders named Max Crosby.
Yeah.
And like it was his rookie season. He was like a 5th round pick maybe, and he had like a broken hand, and he was out there playing preseason game with this club on his hand because he couldn't like it was wrapped up everywhere. And you're just like, that guy is cool. And like
That guy
whenever I hear about
plays.
Max Crosby, I'm like, good. I hope he does well. I think it's
Yeah.
Max Crosby. That's kind of terrible if I don't remember his name. But
I've heard of him. I don't remember his name either. I know that story. I know that.
there's
Hard
a
Knocks
tight
story.
end with a similar name to him, and I feel like I'm saying his name instead. but
No, that's
Max Williams.
Disley or whatever.
Well,
Or
Will Disley.
Will Disley.
He was
What's
also on
the
Hard Knocks.
Max Kellerman. I don't know.
But anyway,
Um,
Hard Knocks is this year it's been chosen to be the Dallas Cowboys. Do you know the rules for who gets to be on Hard Knocks?
No, I don't know the exact rules.
I learned about this recently. So not every team can be on Hard Knocks. There's 3
Yeah.
rules that dictate whether or
Can't win a
not
Super Bowl.
you're eligible. Actually,
Wait, no, we did that, right?
no. So the
The
thing
Ravens.
is,
Well, that was the first Hard Knocks ever.
so a
But
team
yeah.
can choose to be on Hard Knocks,
Yeah.
but usually they don't because it's a lot of people
Yeah,
around.
press.
They really don't want to be. The 3 rules are you will not be included. You're not required to be like in the pool of people they choose. If 1, you have a first-year head coach. 2, you've made the playoffs in the last 2 seasons, or 3, you have appeared on the show in the last 10 years. So the only
Oh,
5 teams,
dang.
the only 5 teams that were eligible this year were the
Cowboys.
Broncos, Denver Broncos, Arizona Cardinals, Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and the Carolina Panthers.
Those all suck except the Cardinals. Honestly, I
So,
would have watched the Cardinals.
Would that have been your favorite one to watch?
100%.
I was going to ask you out of those 5,
I
which
would've watched
one?
that,
Why?
yeah.
So tell me what storylines, what you would be interested in to hear about at the.
J.J. Watt, first year,
Yeah.
out of Texas. Kyler Murray's like blowout year last year, that kind of trailed off at the end. I want to see how he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Cardinals, so that's another way. Like they're my number 2 team.
Yeah.
Or no, did I say that? I don't remember my loyalties after the Ravens.
You just have a
thi-
couple teams you're like, oh yeah.
I
like the
used to say it
Chargers.
was the Jets. Well, no, the Chargers weren't.
Chargers are
Chargers
mine.
were yeah, for you. Back in the day for me as well, when they had the powerhouse that never made the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But,
LaDainian Tomlinson, Phillip Rivers.
yeah, I know
Antonio Gates.
I have Jets, Dolphins, and Cardinals ties. I
Okay.
don't know what the order is. I think
There's somewhere.
the Dolphins would probably be the highest,
Mhm.
and then the Cardinals.
Hmm.
I want the Dolphins to win real bad.
I would say, so you would like the Cardinals on there, like J.J. Watt, Kyler
Yep.
Murray's development,
Yep.
Cliff Kingsbury's like on the hot
Yep.
seat pretty much too.
Yeah,
you know,
he's
as the
almost
coach.
out.
He,
If he can't win now, he's out.
I don't think he's a good coach. Do you like him? You're a Cardinals fan, like in terms of.
I like him for like what he's done in the short term,
Mhm.
but he's not sustainable in
think-
my opinion.
yeah.
I got something in my
You're
eye.
fine. I think the first round pick got arrested. Zaven Collins, I believe his name is. I could
Oh,
be
I don't
wrong.
remember.
I think he got arrested too, so there could be drama
That's
around
unfortunate.
that. The Cardinals would be
That
a good
was-
choice.
There was a Hard Knocks. I forget which one it was. Where I'm pretty sure a player like walked out, didn't they? Like a first round draft pick walked out.
I'm not sure.
I couldn't remember. I want to say it's the Bengals, but that it only makes sense that it is the Bengals. if
Yeah,
it is.
Bengals were recent. I think they were like 2016 when they did theirs.
Yeah, and they had a first round draft. I think it was first or second, first round draft pick where something happened where they weren't getting reps as a wide receiver, and they were like, if you're not gonna put me on if you're not gonna give me reps, then you're not gonna put me on
Oh,
the team.
I know who you're talking about, but
and then
I can't think
then
who it is.
he was like, well, we're just developing you. Like the coach was like that, and he's like, nah. He's like, if you're not gonna put me on the squad, he's like, I'm out. I'm like, what?
I know who you're thinking of. Yeah, it's crazy thinking you have that much leverage as you get like into a
Yeah.
new job, pretty much with the like completely like rich organization. I can't think what they're called. Like, but anyway, yeah, Cardinals would have been cool. I think I would like to see the Panthers just to see like Sam Darnold
Sam
start.
Darnold would
You
be
know,
cool, yeah.
young defense, young coach. They have second-year coaches like Joe Brady's offensive coordinator and Matt Rule is the head coach.
Yeah.
I think that would have been neat. They have some personalities. I don't know if you saw the clip of Robbie Anderson with the Panthers mascot on the sideline last year.
No, I don't think so.
He's like, "What's that bear doing up there?" And it like cuts to like the Panthers mascot. He's like, "That's a panther." He's like, "That's Sir Purr." He's like, "Sir Purr." It's so funny. I love that clip. So like he would have been interesting on it. I think the Broncos would have been a little bit more interesting because of like the quarterback fight between Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock, which is pretty milquetoast.
Yeah,
I mean, but I'm just saying, like, it's the most boring quarterback competition.
It's the most boring quarterback competition, but there is one, so that'd be interesting.
Just
what was the other one?
Was it Giants was one of Cowboys.
Giants should never get it.
Saquon Barkley's rehab might have been something, but I mean,
I don't even know if is he gonna be able to play the first game.
When did he tear his ACL? It's usually
It was late. It was like game.
ACLs are starting to become like a 6-month recovery for people, which is crazy. Like
that
as
is
a high level athlete that you can be back there.
That's true. Yeah, if he's back in 6 months, that's kind of
Joe Burrow's
nuts.
tore his ACL. He's supposed to start game
he's
1.
Almost,
so
he's almost back.
If you go with that, I mean, not all ACLs are the same.
Oh,
I don't think, but anyway, I don't think that. I think Cardinals would have been cool. I don't like the Cowboys. Like, what are their storylines? Dak's
That's
rehab?
what I was thinking. It's Dak. That's it. And I don't love. Okay.
Having the worst defense in the world.
I respect what Dak does. Yeah. I don't respect the Cowboys. If Dak was on any other team, I think I'd cheer for him. And now that he demolished his ankle.
That was so bad.
I will cheer for him no matter what team he's on. But I don't want to watch Hard Knocks. I don't want to watch him recover and have Jerry Jones, giving the thumbs up every 10 seconds.
Yeah, but you can't blame,
that's the whole thing.
You can't blame HBO/the NFL. So you're like, okay, it's the Cardinals. The Giants would have been like, I mean, they have people who like them. Yeah. The Broncos or the Panthers, and it's like, or America's team,
the richest owner,
the most expensive franchise next to the Yankees, I think. So like,
yeah, it's a no-brainer for them.
It is. But
the Cowboys are going to get it every 10 years if they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, they would. Literally every year they're up for eligibility.
I'm pretty sure they have had one. This is probably their second, right?
I saw a list. We were on it the first year it was out.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing earlier when we won the Super Bowl. Then we were the first year of Hard Knocks right after the Super Bowl because that's what they wanted to do is interview the Super Bowl winning teams right after.
They probably changed the rules to where it's like,
after that they were like, no,
like the good teams. They're like, we don't need anything messing with us. So
because it was more about the fun that they had. Like I remember, I see clips all the time of like. There was they did like a stand-up night kind of thing where like they did impressions and it was
John Gruden.
It was funny, it was very funny, but it's not the football you want to see. It's like that's like reality TV show almost.
It's what they're going for, but it's like, hey, with your people, who Sean McVay is, who John Gruden is.
I think their audience has changed from reality TV, what they wanted, to hardcore football.
Heads,
like you have to be in the football to want to watch this type of thing.
So the last thing I want to hit on with Hard Knocks is what team, without any restrictions, and like can't say the Ravens because they're the team we like. Yeah. What team do you think would be the most interesting to watch in Hard Knocks this year? I have my answer, so if you want to think about it while I say it, not even listen to me. My answer is the Jacksonville Jaguars because first-year coach Urban Meyer.
First-year player.
First-year player, most hyped player since Andrew Luck. Trevor Lawrence, I can't remember his name now. Tim Tebow trying to be a tight end.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Such a young team. Owner possibly wanting to move to like London. Shad Khan's always like, maybe we do the team. They're London's team pretty much because they always go over there.
Why move the franchise?
Because there's 2 teams in Florida. Jacksonville's such a niche market.
But it's already there.
they think they can make so much more money being in London with the... Anyway.
But Duval.
Yeah.
You're not going to get better than that.
I think that would be so interesting to see, the dynamic of Urban Meyer, who I don't think he's been coaching. I mean, he coached college most recently at Ohio State, I believe, and then he didn't coach for 2 years.
Yeah.
Now he's in the NFL. He might have been in the NFL before. I don't remember. But it's just like him with first year Trevor Lawrence. Is he going to screw that up?
Yeah.
Fans, trying to get more fans to come. I think that would be pretty cool.
That's fair. I would probably go with the Buccaneers.
That's fair.
There's a lot of names. There's just so many names that you want to see. Like
Antonio Brown.
You want to see what happens. What the hell is happening?
Yeah.
Gronk. Is he doing
partying?
anything? What is he doing? Brady. Tom Brady, obviously. Gruden. No.
Gruden used to coach. So.
Yeah, it was
Bruce
Arians. Yeah. What is he doing? He's a weirdo.
He is kind of weird. I like him.
What's he? How does he even coach? Because
why is his face always red?
The craziest storyline, in my opinion, all season was him and Tom Brady last season. The tweets that came out of what he was saying to Tom Brady made no sense. That's not coaching. Yeah. He was not a coach.
I think Bruce Arians
was threatening his job and his Tom Brady's life, and it was like, how What?
Coaches are doing that now. You see Mike Shanahan or Kyle Shanahan, they're right before the draft, like a week before the draft. They were like, "Is Jimmy Garoppolo like your starter starting season?" He's like, "I don't know if Jimmy's gonna be alive at the start of the season." He's like, "We could all be dead by next Sunday when the draft's over." And they're like, "Did Kyle Shanahan just starting to kill Jimmy Garoppolo?"
The Detroit Lions' new coach.
Oh yes, that's the answer.
He's gonna,
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell
biting kneecaps
off. It's like, okay, like, but no, John Harbaugh is doing a great job being the most passive coach in the NFL.
That's fine with me, but
yeah.
I'd slice me off a piece of that Dan Campbell Hard Knocks action. Why
yeah.
Oh, he's
honestly,
a first-year head coach. That's why.
Yeah. But
it makes sense why you can't have
he will
first-year
probably
head
be there
coaches.
for 4 more years because the Lions don't know how to get rid of head coaches.
Except when they have a good one, Jim Caldwell, who gets them to a playoff game, they fire him after 2 years.
Yeah,
so.
they're like, nope.
Matt Patricia, he's a defense, like he was around Bill
He's
Belichick.
with the Patriots.
Yeah, he knows how to run a team. And
They won a Super Bowl.
And then everyone hates his guts, and Darius Slay wants to get out of there. Gosh, what
him riding the ATV onto the field instead of walking with the team.
The memes that come out of Hard Knocks are hilarious. Have you seen the one on Twitter? I didn't watch the season, but I think it was when the Jets were doing it, and they had one of the guys come up to the intro to the training facility. And
Jamal Adams.
No, it wasn't Jamal Adams because he got cut. This guy got cut. He tried to open the door and he was trying to use his key card and it doesn't work. He's like, damn.
No, that was Jamal Adams.
Was it?
Yeah, that was. I think that was a.
I thought it was some random and he's like, whoop, I got cut.
That was a clip. I don't think that was Hard Knocks. That was just a clip.
Oh well, I thought that was Hard Knocks.
I remember that because it was the year that the year after, like the year before he got cut from the Jets.
Wait, Jamal Adams didn't get cut from the Jets.
No, he didn't that year. And then he got traded. I mean, he got traded, but so the year. Okay, so you know how the Jets are. Yes. Jamal Adams was the best player. The year before he gets traded, right? That year he still played for the Jets. He comes in for summer training camp and he opens the door. It doesn't unlock. He's like, okay, and then he entered his key in and he opens. He's like, I guess I got cut. And because the door doesn't open, then he walks away.
I love that.
And it just stops there. But he did get in eventually. He still played for the team. Okay. I remember that.
That's what I was gonna. I love it was
so funny.
That clip. It's
I guess I got cut.
I guess I got cut.
And it makes a lot of sense with it being Jamal Adams because he was ready to get cut.
Yeah,
he was
cool.
happy. Yeah.
Done. Yeah. I
remember that. Oh.
Very good. But I'm excited for Hard Knocks, even though it's gonna be the Cowboys. But if it was the Jaguars, I would have loved it. So many storylines. That's why the Raiders year was so fun because I just felt like there were 1,000 storylines, and with Antonio Brown, that was like 20 storylines on its own.
That was
Mike Mayock and John Gruden handling it?
Yeah.
What is Antonio Brown doing? Is he in the country? Like, is he in France getting his feet frozen off?
Yeah, that was very open too. They were very open about what he was doing. Yeah. So it was all on camera. That was everything.
It was like muscle because you'd hear the news throughout the week, and then you'd be like, "What did they do on Hard
Knocks?"
Knocks?
Let's wait till Hard Knocks comes out to see what it actually happened.
And they're like, "Well, here's what we did. Like, here's when we heard about it. Here's what they said," and it was just like really.
It was literally that was like enhanced reality TV when that came out
because you're like following along with it on football
it's
Twitter.
Real news. Like that's a real job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a real billion-dollar franchise that's trying to figure out what to do here
with a real top talent receiver
that they just traded for.
Yeah, that makes a lot of money.
So much fun.
Yeah. And then they had to cut. So
hopefully, I wonder what Ezekiel Elliott's gonna do. I don't like Zeke. I hate him.
He did terrible last year.
He was so bad. Tony Pollard was better than he was.
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know.
It's the Todd Gurley curse. There's no curse.
Just getting paid. A running back getting paid.
Yeah,
Christian McCaffrey got injured. He wasn't bad, but you see Todd Gurley, Zeke, who else? Dalvin Cook just got paid, but he hasn't had a season yet. I'm trying to think of other ones that are good examples because I feel like there's many.
Who just got paid?
Derrick Henry got paid.
Derrick Henry did get paid.
Yeah, he did. I think so.
At the end of this year, right?
Yeah, but not this season. Yeah.
Yeah, so he hasn't had a season paid yet.
Who else
this
got
season
paid?
he's gonna suck.
Gurley was the biggest example, and now Zeke's starting to become the next example because he got a 6-year, $90 million extension. That was crazy. Running backs.
Both of them are set. Like, what are they? How? How does that happen?
Let's talk about the running back position now. I know it's So, but
we're hitting back-to-back segments where if you don't know anything about them, you're out of luck.
Sorry, yeah, but where do you come in on the paying running back situation? So let's say J.K. Dobbins is things up. I mean, we just paid Gus Edwards, but he's not a mega star, But let's say
we paid him a decent bit.
Let's say J.K. Dobbins evolves into I hope evolves into a Christian McCaffrey type, dual receiving back. I'd cry.
I think he'd be I think max he could be Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, let's say he evolves into just a top tier running back. Top 5 in the NFL.
Yeah, you're talking about him.
What do we do? We draft him second round. I think his contract's up in 3 years. Then,
I mean, it's tough because it does kind of show I think it depends on the team though. to be honest. Like, the Cowboys probably don't have that good of a culture right now.
Yeah.
They've been losing. They're in the NFC Beast. They're not gonna do it. They're not winning. They weren't winning.
Yeah.
They're never winning. When Zeke was there, they weren't winning. It doesn't matter. Like, like, their defense sucks. Everything sucks.
Their defense is so
and
bad.
there's no hope.
Who's
for
the best
near
player in
future.
their defense?
It was Van Der Esch.
But now he's bad.
now he's
So,
gone.
like Jalen Smith is
He
still on the
retired.
team? Like
Van
Van Der
Der Esch
retired?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he retired.
Look, you look that up, but yeah, I don't know about the Cowboys, but with the running back situation, I think it's just so integrally based on your blocking scheme, your offensive lineman. You know,
Yeah.
I think without a good offensive line, it doesn't matter who you put back there, and we see that with Zeke, and he's also getting older. I mean, he was drafted in 2016, but you just see that it's so important to have a good line blocking for you, and the Cowboys had the best line in, like, I guess, 17, 18, and now they don't because everyone's old and they kept the same guys, and their line's fine.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't think
he retired.
No.
I just think he had a really bad neck
there was
injury.
something. Yeah.
And he just didn't play for a year, and
I
he
paid
wasn't good
attention
last year, and he just is injury ridden, and he was really good for, like, he like caught the world on fire for like 3 weeks, and then it was just like
Even then, yeah, he's not that great.
So jinx. I don't think it's worth it to pay running backs anymore. I think you draft one every 4 years, and you just hope you keep your line stockpiled up enough that they can run behind it. Because, like, no offense, anyone can run behind.
I mean,
anyone.
Gus Edwards got our number 2 running back position from nothing.
And no offense to Gus Edwards, but I don't think he'd be a number 2 back on most teams. You know?
We
just have a good line.
No. We have a good line, and he's a physical runner in a physical
We
team.
love Gus Edwards. This is nothing against. He is. I mean, if you're not a Ravens fan, you probably don't even know who Gus Edwards is. But he's like we saw him like
you might know
maybe, but we saw him when he was like young back preseason. We first game, first snap. I'm like, this Gus guy, he's gonna be good, And he said that about a couple people in the preseason, but he turned out to be one of our best.
To be fair, the second running back position, or like last running back position, gets highlighted in preseason games like a lot.
Because they're not gonna put.
So yeah, you're not gonna run J.K. Dobbins. You're not gonna run Mark Ingram when we had him. Like, so he's gonna get the highlights. So we saw all of him in the preseason, and we were like, we like this guy. Turns out, we are NFL scouters.
Yeah. So please give us jobs, Ravens.
Yeah.
Or any football team. I'll do it for any football team.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do it for any football team, but.
The Cowboys.
Let me think. Yeah, probably the Cowboys. Honestly, that's probably the last team.
Probably pay the most, though.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, I probably still would do it.
Yeah, if the Dallas Cowboys email me and they're like, "Do you want to be a talent scout?" I'll be like, "Oh my gosh,
like,
yes."
Yeah, I'll drop everything.
I'm on the flight right now.
Yeah, I would drop everything.
That'd be insane.
Anything in the NFL, honestly, just like
probably honestly
$100,000 paying plus, probably reasonable for the NFL.
Yeah, it'd be sick.
It's about what you're getting. Yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah. Anyway, but the paying running backs thing, I just don't think you can justify it. Unless you're not paying anybody else. Like if you're a rebuilding team and you're like, hey, like the Panthers, like, hey, we get 4 years of Christian McCaffrey. Who else are we paying? No one on our defense is getting paid.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, like, I mean, next year if he sticks around,
Christian McCaffrey's a freak case. I don't think we can use him.
That's tough. But like,
because you do pay him, you don't let him go.
He's a dual threat too. Like he's pretty much a receiver.
He's pretty much the quarterback. They did use him as a quarterback for a year, so it's like you can't drop that. We can drop. If we had Dalvin Cook, let's say, or let's just use Dalvin Cook as an example.
Dalvin Cook seems comparable to like J.K. Dobbins.
He's perfect in that range of where you have to consider not paying him or overpaying for him, basically. And they overpay for him, right?
Actually, I think they got like it might have been $12.5 million a year, which is pretty good.
That's really good for Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is number 5.
Dalvin Cook realizes that it's like, hey, this is a depreciating market. Like me being a running back, and also they get old fast. Like not like
except Adrian Peterson and Frank Gore.
Yeah, but they're still not doing things they used to do.
But they're still. Adrian Peterson put up some fantasy points for me.
Yeah,
I had him 1 week. He got 9 points.
But you see, like Ezekiel, that's the case.
29.
Todd Gurley's the case. He got like arthritis in his knees, and that might just be a freak case.
Yeah, maybe. It's unfortunate, but
they just get so old so fast.
He's not good anymore.
Yeah.
So how can you tell? Is he playing for the money? Is he not? Obviously, Todd Gurley's not. I won't knock him for that. He wasn't playing worse because he got money.
No.
Because now he has no money and he is bad.
Well, he still has the money.
He still has money.
He's not making
but he's not making the money that he could if he was playing at the same level he was that 1 year.
Yeah. So I think it's tough. I think it's really hard to because when there's just such great young talent coming up in the draft, and you're like, look at all these great running backs. Like you see from last year. Like, we got the Colts guy, Jonathan Taylor, J.K. Dobbins, Antonio Gibson.
That was a really good running back draft.
What's his face?
You don't
the guy from the Lions, Darius Swift? Swift?
Swift.
DeAndre Swift. There are more examples. The undrafted James Robinson. Undrafted
James
guy.
Robinson?
Literally didn't spend a draft pick
Wow.
on him, and he was a 1,000-yard rusher last
And then
year.
they drafted a running back in the first round.
So like they didn't learn their lesson. But you know what I mean? Like
That
you don't
was the
have
worst pick.
you don't have to spend anything on a running back, and you're gonna get a 1,000-yard rusher if you block well or like. They don't even block well, the Jaguars.
No.
He's just a good talent because he's running backs.
He's really good.
I don't want to say
There's
it's an
nothing
easy
about it.
position to play, but like, and it's a hard position to play.
Yeah.
Like you got to block, you got to catch, you got to run, you got to find the hole, you got to do all this stuff.
You gotta get hit.
But that's what it does. It
Yeah.
wears your body down. You can find these guys. NFL teams only care about winning and making money. So
Yeah,
sorry,
it's unfortunate.
it
but
just seems like it's going down.
yeah, I don't think the running back market's gonna stay up anytime soon. I think the wide receiver market is gonna skyrocket. I think Julio Jones could play another 5 years if he wanted to.
I don't know. I mean, he doesn't get injured a lot,
No, he doesn't. He's pretty much there most of the time.
but he's not.
just not
He's not as
doing
old as you
much.
think.
No, he's not.
It's like
but
32, I think.
yeah, but he's played a lot.
Yeah.
like a lot.
So I guess we'll see with how that goes. But going back to Hard Knocks,
Yeah,
it should be fine. I'm gonna watch it because it's on HBO Max. I think
I
didn't-
might watch it.
I didn't
yeah.
watch last year because I didn't have HBO.
I didn't watch the COVID season because I didn't think it was going to be good. The Rams.
I heard it
Chargers.
wasn't that good.
Yeah, I watched the first episode, I think, and it highlighted the Chargers coach getting COVID,
Hi, Buzz.
and I was like, this is so boring. Like, I don't care. Like, show me something else. Show me anything else.
See Buzz back here? He just came up and meowed.
Oh, Buzz.
Should we get him on camera?
Yes.
All right. Well, if you're on YouTube.
Oh, yep. You got to
Yeah.
switch over. Around 40 minutes.
Oh, he's so heavy. Oh my gosh,
my arm
arm
just
just popped. Hey, big boy.
Big boy on the podcast. All
Look
right.
at this guy.
Our first guest on the podcast
Yeah,
has
it's
joined
Buzz.
us.
Congrats. Hey, big man.
Buzz, what do you have to say for yourself?
You got anything to say?
I
Yeah.
probably didn't pick up.
Probably not. All right, Buzz. Well, you can hang out here while we do the last segment. Do you have anything, or do you want me to do mine?
I'll just ask you a question real quick. Have you seen anything about the Euro Cup?
Yes, I was
Okay.
watching some games.
Okay, I was just curious because me and my friend were talking about it, and it's like it's crazy that soccer has such a national reach.
People love
It's,
soccer.
It's just the Euro Cup, and it is worldwide. Like
Mhm.
I did not know
Like
about this.
everyone's watching it.
Yeah.
Like here, like it's a great time.
Yeah, I might start watching it because like I want to get into soccer a bit because I realized how many sports are literally like soccer.
Mm.
Like I mean, not a sport, but Rocket League is soccer. It's car soccer,
Yeah.
and it's so fun. And I get it. I get how it all works. I get how the high level works, so it makes sense. It literally translates over to soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey is ice soccer.
Yes.
It's literally the same thing, except there's a line where
There's
offsides happen.
some small rules.
Yeah,
but
there's
yeah.
small things. But like most sports are soccer. They're just trying to imitate soccer.
Hmm.
So it's like I like all these sports, I like all these games. How do I not like soccer? So
Sorry, Buzz is
I
shaking
think
the table.
Oh, that's okay. I think that's going to have to be like my entry ticket.
Yeah.
Just the Euro World Cup.
Well, it's almost over, so you should probably start watching.
I know. It's like around the 16 or
Less than that.
8.
There's 4 teams left. I
There's
think.
4?
Yeah.
Already?
Mhm.
It was like 16 3 days ago.
Yeah, they cut them down quick. There's like 2 games on every single day. I think it's like England and Italy, Spain, and Uruguay. I might be wrong. Or did
not
Uruguay
sure.
lose? Who? No, wait. Uruguay's
Italy
not even.
and Spain are playing right now.
Uruguay's not even in.
England and Denmark.
That's it. I don't think Uruguay's in.
Yeah, Uruguay's not in Europe. That's in South
I'm thinking.
America.
I'm thinking
so-
of the team they just played, which was another country, Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Probably
Ukraine was in it. I
Yeah,
remember.
I think they
Ukraine
played-
played England. I think. No.
They did.
yes,
They
they
did.
did. And they
no,
lost.
Yeah,
Lost like 3-0.
4-0. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were watching that game at Jared's. That was Saturday.
That's the game I was watching when we talked about this.
Yes,
So.
but I think it's interesting. I mean, I have friends that like soccer, so that's why I've seen some of them.
Yeah.
Like it's either like I went on vacation with them, and it was the round of 32 they were playing, I believe, and then I went over to hang out with them. I hadn't watched anything since, and we were just watching the England Ukraine game. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is
It's
cool.
good to have on the background. Honestly, it's like there are things I have designated to like put on the background if we're ever like anyone's ever doing anything. I have like a list of shows I could put on,
Oh yeah,
and that's honestly probably one of the best ones.
soccer and
It
football.
does, yeah, it I've never thought about it, but
It's good for background. Yeah, it's tough for me to sit there and watch 90 minutes of it.
yeah, it's too much.
I get the complaints about like other sport, like Jared. Shout out Jared was talking about how he's like, wow, like I can't believe a 48-minute game of basketball takes 3 hours, and I'm
Yeah.
like, he's like a 90-minute game of soccer takes like
90 minutes.
2 hours because like
Yeah.
you get halftime in there too,
Yeah,
and some
yeah,
extra
yeah.
time. And I'm like, yeah, they don't really stop for commercials or anything like that. It's cool, but like how much action is happening in a soccer game? You get like one like Like
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
play like every like
Every
5
once in a
minutes
while, yeah.
maybe, and then one goal maybe like you might not even get a goal honestly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
unless, and the Euro Cup's cool because they won't end it in a tie.
Hmm.
Unless it's the prelims, they did that earlier. But like now, because it's advanced, they do PKs, which is great. I love PKs.
I do like them. I do like them in any sport.
So it's fun to watch with
Pretty much
friends, but I'm not just sitting like, ooh, soccer game's on, and
Yeah.
I turn it on. Like
I need to try to start doing that because I think I do like soccer.
that's fine. Just like soccer.
Yeah.
I just don't think I'm. Not
I
into
used
it.
to. I think if you go back to the Airbud episode, the first episode we ever recorded, I'm pretty sure I rag on soccer.
We have.
Yeah, I need to change my views on soccer.
We rag on
because
baseball a lot too.
Baseball deserves the rag.
I won't change that.
I won't change. Yeah, if I ever change that, you can go ahead and email us and let us know that the podcast should stop.
The one cool thing about baseball, as I say this, now we have to end the podcast. You know Shohei Ohtani?
No,
Oh my gosh, you haven't been on Twitter then on like anything like that.
is that the announcer?
No.
Okay, okay,
No.
I saw that. I don't know if you
The one where he like
Costello.
apologized.
Yeah, it happened again.
Yeah. Oh my God. Let's talk about that. All right. That's the best thing about baseball is Castellanos, the guy on the Reds. So if you don't know, back in like I guess like a year and a half ago, they caught a Cincinnati Reds announcer calling Kansas City the FAG. Should I even spell that?
Nah, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah. The gay
All
slur.
the episodes are marked are marked
I
explicit.
just, that,
no matter
that's
what.
just that's just such a mean word. That's like I don't
It
even
is,
I don't
yeah,
even
yeah,
yeah,
like-
the F word about homosexual people. You know,
the bad F word.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said that. It called it that word capital of America.
Yeah.
And it was on a hot mic, and people caught it, and they were like, he apologized for it. So he's in
Yep,
the middle of the game.
mid-game.
They cut to him like him sitting there, and he's like, I want to apologize for my part in this. I'm a man of faith. And while it's happening, they're playing baseball, and Castellanos.
Castellanos. I think he
hits-
said Castillo. Or no, that's a different player. Never mind.
It's Castellanos.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
hits a home run. And so he has to announce that he hit a home run. And he hits a bomb in the left field. He's like, I'm a man of faith. I pride myself. As there's a Diplo shot in the left. And a 2-run homer by Castellanos. It's so funny. And then last night, I think it was last night, they were
yeah.
doing a memorial for one of the crew members' dads who just died. And he was in the war, like in World War II. He was some kind of like medic or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, he was a great man. They're talking about like his education.
And it's so absurd because I only seen the clip once. But it's obviously coming back from a commercial break, so they haven't been playing baseball.
It's
a
the
good,
first
it's a
pitch.
good time. First pitch, it goes back to the baseball. You know, you're seeing the baseball again, but he's continuing to talk about the eulogy because it makes sense to continue talking about
Don't
it.
just cold stop that.
First pitch, bam, home run.
Same spot.
Same spot.
Left field.
Yeah.
Uh,
Same guy, same hitter.
Same team. It was Kansas City, too. They were playing against Kansas City. I like that,
exact
too.
same situation.
Oh, my
and
God.
and he just goes, "There's never a good time for a eulogy in baseball." And I was
Especially
like,
now-
"Oh my god!"
Especially now in Castellanos.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh my god."
Can you? So this is also a fun fact about him, which is awesome. Can you guess the first night he majored in the major league?
9/11.
Yeah, no.
No.
The night that Osama bin Laden was killed.
Oh my god.
he hit his
This
first
man-
major league home run to left field, which is awesome.
He has there's something we gotta watch out. If he ever hits another home run
Mm-hmm.
and nothing happens to left field,
Yeah, I don't know.
the world might have to stop for
I think
a few
the
minutes.
Cincinnati Reds could probably the world holds its breath
Yeah,
as they wait for something
like-
terrible to happen. I think the Reds could bribe the announcers to be like, "Hey, can you talk about our crew member, his family who died yesterday in a building collapse?" And they're like, "Yeah, we'll do that." And like, wait until the top of the sixth inning. You're like, "Yeah, I can do that." Yeah, Castellanos should be hitting by then. Or they just put him lead off and they make him do it at the beginning of the game, and they just get a free run every single time.
After
'cause-
commercial breaks, they're like, "All right."
yeah, all right, bottom of the first,
switch it up.
Castellanos nails
Yeah.
a deep shot on the left. Oh, I love it. Can I play
It's-
that clip without getting demonetized?
Oh,
you think?
probably.
All right, you keep talking about. Well, you don't even know anything about Shohei Ohtani, do you?
No, I don't.
Well, he's a pitcher and a hitter for the Los Angeles Angels. Angels. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once, and it's very hard. But he is very good at pitching the ball and hitting the ball. He's like leads the league in home runs, and yeah. Oh, here we go.
So, just a tip. So, just in case we don't get demonetized, play for like 10 seconds, stop, and then play for 10
You think
seconds.
we're gonna get
again.
demonetized for this?
It could be. I mean, it's not demonetized. It's not that matter. It's a matter of like copyright strikes.
So this is the announcer who called. I won't show the video.
Yeah.
This is the announcer who got demonetized.
Pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game. I don't know if I'm going to be putting on this headset again. I don't know if it's going to be for the Reds I don't know if it's going to be from my bosses at Fox.
That's
Oh my
enough of that.
God.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the first one, just for reference. That's the first
Should
one.
I find the other
happened.
one?
You can. If you go to PFT's tweet, somebody posted in the
Okay,
comments.
I think I have it.
But yeah, it's so absurd. He's apologizing for the end of his career, basically. He's done, and he has to announce a home run.
All right, I got it right here.
Ohio.
Oh, hang on.
Well, we're going to tell you about a great man, and it's a loss for the Royals family. This is George Gorman, who passed away at the age of 96. He served our country in World War II.
R.I.P. though.
Oh yeah, for
He
real.
went
This
to
is
the
unfortunate, but
University of Kansas, and
big
so
ups
did
for
his
him, though.
son, Pat Gorman,
He's famous
who's been
now.
working for the Royals
ultra famous.
in the clubhouse for 26 years. Wow. And that was Pat's father. But that's a
All right,
great life.
baseball's back.
96 years.
Back from commercial.
And Pat, just like his dad, went to KU. He also
And
went
here's
to
the pitch.
Bishop Ward High School. There's a drive into deep left field, and there's never a great time to apologize someone during the broadcast.
Oh
so
my god.
we apologize for the timing, but
That one can be funny for everyone in the scenario because the caster isn't losing his job.
Do you think the
over it.
family thinks it's funny?
No, not at all. Not okay. Yeah.
I'd laugh. I think
So,
it's funny.
I
I'd be
mean,
like, that's
I would.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'd be like, now everyone knows who my granddad
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, he's famous.
That
It's
clip's
quick
around the
blow-
internet.
yeah.
No one's gonna see that on a local Reds broadcast.
No.
Now it's like,
Honestly,
oh, cool.
Yeah, honestly, that probably wouldn't have blown up as much if the first one didn't happen because that's not like super big. That probably happens in baseball like decently often where something's interrupted by a home run.
Yeah.
So like having that first one be so crazy in the circumstances, it's just that one blew up, and now that's the reason his granddad or his I think it was his granddad.
Something like that. We should be thanking Castellanos though.
Yeah, he's giving us great
I
moments.
can't even say his name. I don't even know his first name. Nick, maybe. I think it might be Nick.
I don't know.
I
No clue.
thank you for your service for
Yeah.
really broadcasting it. I wouldn't have known
For
about that.
understanding.
I wouldn't have known about that
Comedic
homophobic
timing.
guy. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
I love him. That's the only good thing about baseball is
Yeah.
Castellanos' poor timing
Yeah,
or great
that's
timing,
it.
I guess you could say.
What was the other thing you were gonna say? We can mention that real quick.
My other topic?
Yeah.
Nah,
no,
I-
you said.
Oh, Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah.
He's just a really good pitcher and a really
Oh,
good
okay.
hitter. He's like Babe Ruth right now,
Okay.
pretty much.
I
And
see.
I think he's had like 30 home runs this season, which apparently is good. And he's got a really low ERA, so which is also good in baseball. So
That's pretty crazy.
he's going to be in the
Being
home
a
run
good
derby
pitcher?
as a pitcher. Yeah.
Yeah.
So big ups
That's
to
crazy.
Shohei, which I kept
Yeah.
saying his name wrong. I think I got Shohei Ohtani is his name, but
Shohei Ohtani.
he's pretty sick. So
Shout out Shohei. If you want to be on a guest on the show, go ahead and hit us up.
that'd be cool.
At brotherswim brotherswim@gmail.com.
Let me say it.
It's so difficult.
Brotherswim@gmail.com.
Yeah.
if you want to email us.
It-
Two
it's-
M's.
It's difficult to put it in a sentence. 2 M's, yes. At gmail.com, the actual Gmail.
Yes.
Other than that, you can find us at our socials at Instagram.
This kind of looks like a scary face back here if you don't know what it is. Where my
Oh, it
finger
does.
is.
What is that?
It's a
it's a
Timberland
Timberland
logo.
box. Yeah.
Timberland logo. That scared me at first. I'm like, what is in the? If you go to the YouTube video, at like 52 minutes, you'll see there's like it's like this is the tree and this is the ground, right? Sorry, it's hard because it's backwards. There. Yeah, but it looks like a Jason kind of
circle logo,
mask
yeah.
almost. Yeah.
And it kind of fades out.
Yeah, it's freaky.
Huh.
But
Anyway, you can find us at Instagram and Twitter at brotherswim. You can find us at YouTube at the Brothers Whim Podcast. Go ahead and hit us up at our email, as said before, brotherswim@gmail.com. Hit us up in Instagram DMs, like our stuff, comment, share, let us know what you're thinking, all that good stuff.
Sorry if this was a niche episode for
It
you.
was a very niche episode, but hopefully next episode we'll have some more news topics. Hopefully you can bring us some topics.
Yeah, this is all your
by
fault
then.
if you don't like the next episode.
Yeah. Now it's up to you to curate what you want.
Yeah.
So it's no longer on our shoulders. Thanks for listening, as always.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.